Robert Burns writes to Frances Dunlop, December 15th, 1793. My dear friend, as I am in a complete Decemberish humor, gloomy, sullen, stupid, as even the deity of dullness herself could wish, I will not drawl out a heavy letter with a number of heavier apologies for my late silence. Only one I shall mention because I know you will sympathize in it. These 4 months, a sweet little girl, my youngest child, has been so ill that every day a week or less threatened to terminate her existence. I am sure that I have made my favorite quotation from Thomson's Edward and Eleonora to you before, but it is so pat here that I cannot resist it. Quote, the valiant in himself, what can he suffer? Or what does he regard his single woes? But when, alas, he multiplies himself to tender selves, to the loved tender fair, to those whose bliss, whose beings hang upon him, to helpless children, then, oh then, he feels the point of misery festering in his heart, and weakly weeps his fortune like a coward. There had much need be many pleasures annexed to the states of husband and father, for God knows they have many peculiar cares. I cannot describe to you the anxious, sleepless hours these ties frequently give me. I see a train of helpless little folks, me and my exertions all their stay, and on what a brittle thread does the life of man hang? If I am nipped off at the command of fate, even in all the vigor of manhood as I am, such things happen every day. Gracious God, what would become of my little flock? 'Tis here that I envy your people of fortune. A father on his deathbed taking an everlasting leave of his children is indeed woe enough, but the man of competent fortune leaves his sons and daughters independency and friends, while but my God, I shall run distracted if I think any longer on the subject. To leave talking of the matter so gravely, I shall sing with the old Scots ballad. Oh, that I had ne'er been married, I would never had nae care. Now I've gotten wife and bairns, they cry Crowdie evermair. Crowdie ance, Crowdie twice, Crowdie 3 times in a day. An ye Crowdie, ony mair, you'll Crowdie aw my meal away. Crowdie is porridge. An ye Crowdie, if you cry for porridge, you'll Crowdie aw my meal away. It is indeed an old song. The first record we have of it is from the Henry Atkinson manuscript, 1694, where it's called 3 Crowdies in a Day. And the melody actually starts with the chorus, and the chorus there is, they just give the words to the chorus, which is Crowdie ance, Crowdie twice, 3 Crowdies in a day. If you Crowdie any more, you'll Crowdie all the meal away. Crowdie ance, Crowdie twice, Crowdie 3 times in a day, and ye Crowdie ony mair, he'll Crowdie aw my meal away. Oh, that I had ne'er been married, I would never had nae care. Now I've gotten wife and bairns, they cry Crowdie evermair. Crowdie ance, Crowdie twice, Crowdie 3 times in a day. Can ye Crowdie ony mair, he'll Crowdie aw my meal away. in Scots means if. Gin means also if or should. So, anyway, there was Burns added a second verse, which was published in 1803 in the Scots Musical Museum. And that goes, Waefu want and hunger flay me, woeful want and hunger scare me, glowrin by the Holland end, staring by the, a Holland is a movable partition, might have been a hay bale, put between the door and the fireplace to block the draught. Sair I fecht them at the door, want and hungry, sore I fight them at the door, but aye I'm eerie they come ben, but always I'm anxious they'll come in. AY in Scots does not mean yes, it's short for always, and it should not be pronounced I, but A. So, I found one tune published in the 18th century for the song. The tune, it was published after Burns's death in the early 19th century in the Scots Musical Museum, his publisher. So I wanted to do this other melody for you. It was published in John Clarke's Flores Musicae in 1773, where it's called Ence Crowdie with an E, twice Crowdie. Burns listed the title as Ence Crowdie, twice Crowdie in 1790 in his list of songs submitted to the Scots Musical Museum. Oh, that I had ne'er been married, I would never had nae care. Now I've gotten wife and bairns, and they cry Crowdie evermore. Ence Crowdie, twice Crowdie, three times Crowdie in a day. Gin ye Crowdie ony mair, he'll Crowdie all my meal away. Waefu want and hunger flay me, glowrin by the Holland. Sair I fecht them at the door, but hey I'm eerie they come in. Ence Crowdie, twice Crowdie, three times Crowdie in a day. Gin ye Crowdie ony mair, he'll Crowdie all my meal away. So, this was printed in the Scots Musical Museum in 1803, which is volume 6. Oh, that I had ne'er been married, I would never had nae care. Now I've gotten wife and bairns, and they cry Crowdie evermore. Ence Crowdie, twice Crowdie, three times Crowdie in a day. Can ye Crowdie ony mair, he'll Crowdie all my meal away. Waefu want and hunger flay me, glowrin by the Holland end. Sair I fecht come then. Ence Crowdie, twice Crowdie, 3 times Crowdie in a day. Ken ye Crowdie ony mair, ye'll Crowdie all my meal away. It's a pretty stark song there. A documentary song. Burns has another song with that quality which he wrote, which is called, what is it called? Fickle Fortune, oh. The sun it is sunk in the west, usually goes by. Beautiful, kind of heart-stopping song about the anxiety of in that case, a father staying up late, can't sleep for worry about his children. There was no safety net, as there is not in many parts of the world. So that's the song and that's the background. I'm working on a book, and please subscribe to this channel. I have a playlist, Songs of Robert Burns.